Can I get my head through this? I can't.
Hey dudes, I'm here with a quick little thing. So we're doing the back piece right now. And something I wanted to show you is I have this really unsightly gap. And you can't see it as bad, but you see that seam line right there? And you can see it almost throughout here. I'll give you a close-up. But so right here we have this really bad gap. You can already see I've started testing this new method out. We have just a couple of these, which some of this will be filled with Bondo, but this is the worst area. And I had adhering, and I want to make sure that this isn't going to fall apart. So I got my 2-part epoxy, my 15-minute epoxy, and what I'm doing is, right now, I am pushing this into that seam, kind of like so, where I'm taking this spatula, and just kind of lightly rubbing it around, trying not to get it in the details and lose them, but if I have to, then I'll just have to make sure I do really damn good job sanding. But one thing that's nice is, since this is a flat edge, I can kind of prevent certain drips by just kind of taking one of the clean spots, going back over it, pushing more of the epoxy flat on the model, and it's going to help keep a lot of the lines in detail. And if you're able to push any of it in deeper, then I recommend doing that, because the main goal is to make a solid bond between this, or between the pieces. So you're pretty much trying to fuse it. And yeah, you could do this with PLA, you could just weld it, or PLA welding. I would, but I don't have my soldering iron, and I already hit the back with hot glue. So this is honestly the next best thing to do. Some epoxy, and some of this, and since it's 15-minute epoxy, it should give me plenty of play time. Make sure I get everything exactly as I want it. Just know you're gonna have to sand this, so pray you're not looping it, but at the same time, be ready to make kind of a mess. I'm even taking some of the excess that I have just sitting in this cup. I'm gonna put some on the back with a spare brush I have. This is already starting to set. So now that we have some harder material to play with, so we've already filled a good chunk of that gap. So now it's time to move on to this back piece, and just so I don't risk getting anything stuck to it, I'm going to try and elevate this, and now just apply it. You can be messier back here, but I want to lock that super glue now in. I would recommend doing the super glue on top of the epoxy. I didn't, because I wasn't thinking at the time. I was just trying to get a decent weld or mark on it at the time, and so I rushed, because everything I was doing just wasn't applying in there to get the two halves together. And I didn't record it, I'll be honest, partially because I was frustrated. I already tried recording the first bit of it, but it just wasn't working, so I was like really frustrated trying to get it to work. Same method as before though, some quick dry rubber cement, like, but I don't know what it was this time around, it just did not want to dry. And something too, when doing this method, I recommend is, if you're, when applying the epoxy, you should wear gloves. I'm not, because I don't feel like it right now, but I'm currently brushing this all on. Okay. So what I'm currently doing is I'm taking my brush, I'm going in as deep as I can Like I'm really trying to press this in, let it seep in, and any seams like into the hot glue, I'm pushing it in. Let's do that. And then just continue trying to get as much excess epoxy as you can. Yeah, I just scooped a little bit off, but that's because I didn't need as much. In any areas that like you're not comfortable hot gluing or unable to get super glue in, just do this. It'll save you so much of a headache later on. Very, because the epoxy's gonna. Oh, got that in my hair. The epoxy's not gonna be like the ultimate catch. I still might go back over this all again with more hot glue, but like now it's actually holding. So, hi, ladies and gentlemen. There we go. Here, 1 second. Gonna lay that down.
Can I get my head through this? I can't.
Okay. Hello. So, as you can see, I have my chest piece on. Still no back attached. And it's probably going to sit more like this when all said and done. And I'm very happy with how this is looking. It snugs my neck. That's weird. But, it's still drying. I literally just got done recording a part for this. Like, literally just got done recording. And so, still got to be gentle because I also just got done fusing it. And it's still drying. Well, I fused it, but now I'm cleaning up the fuse, or strengthening it. So as of this moment, this is how I'm excited to add some Velcro testers to this, but everything so far is fitting perfect. We got some cleanup on this side to do. Here, we're gonna swap angles. Maybe I should just let this dry and then come back to this, but oh yeah. You can kind of see, yeah, I need to let this dry before I touch it.